What's up, guys? Marquito, motivational speaker. Today I want to talk about a very important subject. I want to talk about science versus religions. I want to talk about Darwin theory, evolution, and this kind of stuff like always freaked me out. I grew up I come from a family where we believe in God, we believe in Jesus Christ, and when science came in and started talking about like especially I saw the pictures back in the days. I only saw the picture. I never knew what Darwin theory was all about, and that we came from monkeys and we came from fish. Whatever the case is, it freaked us out. We didn't want anything to do with it. Science suggests that they found things that 500 million years old, and yet our religion states that we've been on this earth for 5,000, 6,000 years. So it conflicted everything that we believe in. There's a lot of people that actually don't believe in God anymore because of that. They think that we come from nowhere or we're going nowhere, and that's a huge problem. Like, since that theory came out, and they actually during the years afterwards, like, they kind of approved it more and more. The more years that comes, the more they approved it as true. Here's my take on it. I mean, obviously that kind of weakened the religions a lot lately. Is like, because people, the religious people kind of being cornered when it comes to that. It's like, okay, so that doesn't mean anything. That doesn't make any sense. Where we thought, 6,000 years ago there was nothing, and it's been proven that there's stuff on Earth that 500 million years ago. So that's just crazy. It doesn't add up. Here's my take on it. There's two takes obviously about it. Let's assume, first of all, you never hate on anybody, especially science. I believe knowledge will lead us back to heaven if you believe in heaven. I do believe in heaven, so I believe knowledge will take us back to heaven eventually. But let's put this aside for a second, and let's assume they're right. We did come from a monkey, and before the monkey, we came from fish. Let's assume that's right. You see, if you make people believe this, we wouldn't have the cars. We wouldn't build. When people figured out that there is no point of life, there's no way, there's no point of me living, there's no point of my kids living, instead of building, we start falling apart. And you see, the problem is, whether we came from a monkey or we came from a fish, there's a war that exists. It's between good and evil, and you take that away, that's been proven before Darwin till the end of the days, that there is a war between good and evil. And the moment you're born, the moment you're part of that war, and you think, I don't want to be part of the war, it's not up to you, because that war is inside of you before it goes anywhere. There's good and evil, and everybody knows that. That's number one. Number two is, like, us knowing that we were born as an image of God gives us so much power, gives us hope and potential, and wanted to be the best version of ourselves. And it's been proven. That's a good theory they need to put in science. That's been proven is, if you chase the ultimate, you become the ultimate. If you chase greatness, you will become great. So, monkey and greatness don't go together. Fish and great. I mean, some people are suffering, man. They have probably pictures of their ancestor fish in the house, living a mediocre, less than a mediocre life, just because of that theory. First of all, if you're not sure 100%, that theory should have been taken away. That's number one. Number two, here's my outlook at it. Assume that he was right. I see we all came from Earth. So meaning that the DNA that he's talking about from here, from the fish and from the monkey has 99% DNA of a human being, yet that 1% they can't figure it out. Number two is the same DNA function differently. The same DNA in a fish, we have it in us, yet we have an arm, and the fish have something else. So they're like, oh, well, we can't understand that. Scientists were saying, they called it switches. A switch can function and make the DNA does something else. Well, that kind of contradicts everything they say just because of the switch. That means you call it a switch, that means you don't understand how it works. The moment you don't understand how it works, the moment your theory kind of fell apart. So my point is, we want the science to keep figuring out where we come from. That's really important. But do not point it, do not like make a bold statement that you figured out where we came from, and you're still not even able to prove it. You're still way off, especially when it comes to switches. I mean, you're way off. Same DNA, yet this one is a monkey and this one is a human being, so you're still way off on that. Not out of hate I'm speaking. I want science. I want science to figure out the DNA. I want science at some point to repair the DNA. That's what I want. But until then, do not generalize things where you're ruining people's life, and let people live a mediocre life. Let people think that they have no hope. There is no hope. I come from nowhere. I'm going nowhere. If that's the truth, I don't want to be part of this life. So you're killing the best part of our life. Number two, you're forgetting about something called evil. If you don't think there's evil in our life, you're off. You're not even in the game. You can make all the theories you want. You're out. So that's all I wanted to say. All I want to say is, in the end, just you can become anything you want to be. So remember that. If you want your fish to be your ancestor, guess what? They are your ancestor. If you think there is no second life, guess what? For you, there won't be a second life. You gotta watch your brain. You gotta watch your thinking. I could be a fish, or I could be a great, or I could have a different second life, or I could be anything I want to be in this life. And guess what? I choose this one. I want to be the best version of myself. I want to achieve the ultimate. I want to become millionaire, billionaire, just on the human level and more. I want to help people. We should help each other, not hold each other back. And that kind of theory kind of pushed us back. I mean, we need to work harder. Don't get me wrong. Trying to find the diseases, cure for the diseases. Try to repair DNA. Try to when somebody was born with some defective part of his body, we want to be able to repair it. I love that. I need him to work more and more and more on that. And I believe it's doable. Anything is doable. That's the best part of life is God. It's like we're on open source. And there's nothing is locked. It's just hard to find. But once you figure out, you're good. And I believe at some point a human will figure out. But don't forget at any moment about evil. Remember, evil wants you to think that there's no God. Evil wants you to believe that you're a monkey, your ancestor, your great-great-grandpa was a monkey or a fish. Remember that. Just be smarter than that. Just because it's off by one hair, well, it's all about that one hair. Just because that there's so many secretive in this life, well, this life is all about secrets. It's all about discovering secrets. Guess what? There's a one hair between good and bad. There's one hair between good and evil. So whatever you do it for the right reasons. Whatever decision you make sure you're not affecting others. Whatever theory you want to come with, make sure it's not affecting others. And especially when you're not 100% sure. Anyway, appreciate you guys. Until next time, thanks for watching.